Hey kids, Dean with Crypto the Wonder Dog. Hey, you know, we've been in this whole world of dating, and you know, it seems like every day there's a new way to meet, but rarely do they get you to get out of the house to meet. It's using more stuff in your computer, and I don't know if you've ever tried to fill out one of those questionnaires, but you just get like 4 or 5 questions into it, and you're like, forget it, I'm just gonna go to a bar, and the quality ones aren't there anymore. They're definitely not at the local watering hole. And it would be great if there was something that would get people out of the house, walking around, kind of like Pokemon Go did. And I came across Thien To, and he is a Canadian brother that is up there working on a company called IceBreakerAR, which combines the power of the internet with the magic of AR and the wonder of matchmaking. Because we don't know how on earth we ever get matched up with anybody, but they are figuring out a way that you can do this all from the comfort and safety of your local coffee shop, looking over and wave your magic wand phone around and check out and see who's available, which would be wonderful. Wouldn't that be great if you could just walk by and just put on glasses that would show you who's available, who's looking, what they're looking for? It's coming. That is going to be a reality thanks to IceBreakerAR and Thien. And we had a great conversation. We had just talked and didn't know where the time went. Cool guy. And you know, being here in Southern California, I'm pretty close to little Saigon, and lots of cool people over there. I actually worked for a couple of companies. I've done some videos, some commercials for Vietnamese companies, and so it's been a learning experience being out here in Southern California and meeting wonderful people and being part of the culture. So it's been a weird week for me, you know, been moving around from place to place and meeting new people myself. It's a new world out there, man, and I just moved into a place and trying to find a freaking cup of coffee in the morning that doesn't have a Starbucks label on it, and or the local gas station. Man, it's hard where I'm at here, but you get up in the morning and I just want a good cup of coffee. I ended up driving 20 minutes before I found Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, which isn't much better than in fact, it's not any better than Starbucks. But that's where I had my coffee this morning. And it would just be great if it was just a coffee shop down the road that didn't have a $6 cup of coffee waiting for you. You know, back in the day, I remember I used to go with my grandpa. We'd go and have a cup of coffee in the morning. I think it was 50 cents for a cup of coffee and a 15-cent refill. And there was a place in Laguna Beach I went the other morning, and there's always a line of people out the door for this place, and never eaten there. And got up on a Sunday morning and got there early. There was no one in line, but there was still people sitting around. And I go in, and coffee is $2.75, and I ordered a little breakfast, and it was a croissant with jam and cheese, and that was $8 for that. And when I got it, first I get the cup of coffee, and there's no spoon, and so you have to ask. There's no spoons anywhere, so you have to ask for a freaking spoon. And then I get my croissant, and they put the jam and the cheese on the side. So you put cold cheese on a lukewarm croissant. It's not the same, people. Come on, put the freaking thing in the oven and melt the cheese, for God's sakes. I don't know why there was a line out the door for this place. Overcharged for coffee. It was $1 for a refill of coffee. So I'm getting off on a tangent here. I got to get out of here. But here's my conversation with Thien from Icebreakers. You guys ready to start the show? All right, let's start the show. Okay, check. Yeah, I'm always having issues with this stupid thing. I'm either blaring it out and I'm peaking, or I can barely hear it. I turned it up so loud I hear noise in the background. So I need an engineer, man. I need an engineer. It's too hard to do all this by myself.
Well, in Southern California, there's tons.
Yeah, you know, but they expect to get paid. You know, and
yeah, that's always
yeah. I don't know what's wrong with people, man. Why do they want to get paid for doing stuff? I don't get paid for doing stuff.
It's the same for me. You know, like we're a startup, and you want to be paid how much right away? Like, okay.
yeah, I know. All right, so how do you pronounce your first name?
My first name's Thien.
Thien. All right, and
yeah,
you are Vietnamese?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Very astute of you, you know. Although I've only met women with my first name, I've never really met another man with my first name, so I don't know if my parents were sending a message to me or something. You know?
Really? Did you grow up in Vietnam, or did you grow up here, or Canada?
Well, I was born there, but I left when I was about 2 in the wave of boat people in the late 70s, the mid to late 70s. And so I grew up in Canada since I was 2, so fully Canadianized. I'm probably the whitest Asian guy you'll ever meet. You know, so, what is the term? I'm a banana, right?
A banana. Dang. Careful, man. Roseanne just lost her show yesterday, man. I don't want to lose mine.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's fine for me to call myself that, right?
Yeah.
Calling me that's not fine.
I can't laugh at it. I'm like, oh yeah, haha. No, that's cool. Exactly. So, you know, in Southern California here, I'm in Orange County, and we're right near Little Saigon. And
I've been there.
Oh, you have, in Westminster?
Sorry. I don't know exactly where. It was like ages ago. It was probably when I was 15 years old. I visited Los Angeles, and we went to an area called Little Saigon.
Yeah.
So if there's more than one, I may not have gone there. But if there's just one, then I have.
Yeah. Well, I think there's one in L.A. and there's one in Orange County. And I used to work for this company called Asian Village, and I was the token white guy there, doing all of their print and video production. And we did this gigantic show in Las Vegas, and we had like 25 Vietnamese superstars that were either here in the U.S. or various parts. Like, there was a lady from Houston. She came over, and she was supposed to be like, you know, some, you know, really big superstar in Vietnam, and her name was Thien To.
Was it a Paris by Night production or something like that?
No, but it's the same. It was like a sister. You know, we were like their competitor, because Paris by Night was actually here in Westminster. Yeah, I know them.
Yeah. So. Oh boy. Well, like the only reason I know of that is like my parents loved watching it. You know, we would get like these grainy VHS tapes of them, and they would be watching it. You know, and I was just I you know, being fully Canadianized here, I am playing hockey. I'm like, what the? You know, what is this? You know,
like, what the hell are you watching?
Yeah.
But it was a gigantic show. I mean, we went to the Paris Hotel in Vegas, and they were giving away free tickets to this thing, and they gave away something like 7,000 tickets, and they only had 5,000 seats. Well, I think they put these on the black market and duplicated them, because about 10,000 people showed up.
Oh my God. Oh no, there's a gong show. Yeah.
It was ridiculous. I mean, you should have seen, there were people packed in that place, and literally they were expecting 3,500 people to show up, and
Wow.
There was over 8,000 people, and
Well, it shows there's a market for it, right?
it was gigantic. I was like one of the biggest things I've ever seen in my life, and like a month after that, the company collapsed.
Oh, geez. Okay.
I don't know what happened. So
well, bad management, obviously.
yeah, it was a shame because it was fun to work there. It was fun to learn the new culture, and they were going to do things like so the first one was Viet Village, and then they were going to do China Village and Japan Village and all the other Asian countries. And so it was very hard for me to do the translations because as you know in the Vietnamese language, you have all those little characters, and if you don't say it right, you're saying an entirely different word, and if you don't put the little accent up, it's a totally different word. So
yes. Well, like for the listeners that don't know, like the way that I see it, because I speak it at a level of probably a 12-year-old kid, but I'm not able to write it. I'm not able to read very much. I literally read maybe 3 or 4 words. But for the listeners that don't know, think of English mixed with French, mixed with Chinese, and with all of the odd rules and the intonations and everything, and that's the Vietnamese language. Like it is not an easy thing to grasp.
Oh no, not at all. And I had to do all the print, the brochure for that thing. So I had to go in by hand because I didn't have a Vietnamese, characters on my computer. I had to go in by hand and make all the little extra characters with this other guy, and he was showing me how to do it. And so it was so much work. Oh my God.
Old school.
But
never again, you said, right?
Never again. I left it to somebody else after that. But it was fun doing it. Like I said, being that gigantic show. And this was, I think, in 2002. And there was I can't remember any of the names right now. But there was like the Elvis Presley of Vietnam, and the Sharon Stone of Vietnam. It was funny, and they were coming over singing all these. American songs. And there was some band that was supporting all of the acts was one band, and they were phenomenal. I mean, every song sounded perfect. But anyway, we're here to talk about Icebreaker, IceBreakerAR, and
that's correct.
Let's just dive in, man. What the heck is it?
Okay, so what IceBreakerAR is the way that I put it is that it's a proactive matchmaking networking tool that will help you make meaningful connections, whether it's for romantic, platonic, or professional purposes. It's an all-in-one app with augmented reality, gamification, retail partner, and blockchain aspects within there. So, I really hate it when it's looked at as only a dating app, because it's so much more. There's the dating aspects, there's the networking, there's the friends and everything as well too. It's like if you took Tinder pieces, LinkedIn components, Meetup components, and then add it to like a Pokemon Go with blockchain. Like it is a convergence of a lot of things, and it solves a lot of current issues that are found within the dating and the networking solutions that are there right now.
Okay. Well, this is sounds really interesting. And are you developing this? Are you a coder? What?
No. I'm far from being a coder.
Okay.
My background is for the past almost 2 decades now. I've been in the wealth management sphere, doing program management, doing strategy leadership for the major banks to fulfill their strategies, and also to help them along that way as well too. Okay. But I've always had a real thirst for technology. Like not like just gadgets and games, which I love those as well too. But it's just the cutting edge technology as a whole, and just just a funny aside there. Well, not so funny, kind of tragic if I look at it. You know, the whole .com boom and bust. I was like right in the middle of that. I was a kid going to university, you know, doing trades and making like $50,000 between classes. You know, my parents gave me 10 grand. I built that up to 2.4 million.
Wow.
And I ended the .com bust with about $1,500.
Oh my God.
So yeah, it was
wow.
like I said, lots of lessons learned. You know, both within myself and also, you know, in terms of the market, in terms of greed, really. You know, there's a lot of learnings from there that I have taken over to the crypto space right now, because I definitely see a lot of the parallels happening.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things I wish I would have done or would have jumped on the opportunity back then that I am now in a better position to do that. And that's where IceBreakerAR came as well too. It's the latest technology. I think we're serving, you know, like a real need, and it's the latest tech.
Yeah, well, yeah. I got a buddy in LA that works with a couple of companies that were doing some AR stuff, and they were. It was really cool. You had this little code on a piece of paper, and you put your phone on it, and it was like this little character that was there. It was amazing.
Yeah,
just crazy.
You know, Tim Cook was saying fairly recently, and I'm paraphrasing. So he was like saying that augmented reality will be the same as having 3 meals a day.
Oh my gosh!
Very soon, right? Well, we are. I personally think, from the augmented reality perspective, we are on the cusp of like a human revolutionary change there, because you know, it's not virtual reality, because you're kind of behind the screen and everything. You're still in the real world. It's just making it better, or maybe better is not the right word. It is more enhanced. It's augmented, yes, right? With any of the information. So you know, in the next 5 years, you could be popping in a lens in your eye, you know, that will be able to give you readouts of traffic as you're driving, rather than using a GPS thing, or as you're literally walking down the street and you've got IceBreaker on, you'll be able to see various matches as you're just walking down, and just be able to like, oh, hi, I'm Dean, I'm Thien, you know, like you and I match, you know, you also like dogs, you know, let's be friends, you know, things like that.
Wow.
You know, but that's five years plus down the road. But IceBreaker is here to be able to make the most of that. We're looking to position ourselves to be a part of the revolution, and you know, even more than being a part of, you know, being able to drive that as well too, because I firmly believe that is the direction that we're moving towards.
Oh yeah. So what did you create this? Was this your brainchild here?
Oh yeah. So sorry, I've just been getting off of the original question that you asked. So in terms of development, we have partnered with a fantastic shop based out of here in Toronto called Hippo Foundation.
Okay.
They're called Hippo Foundry Labs.
Hippo Foundry Labs. Okay.
Yes, and they have worked on several apps, both for iOS and the Android platform, and they've been fantastic to work with. They're doing the development side. They've been coming to the table to let us know what would work, what would work better, you know, and it's been very, very fruitful working with them there, because our team is geared towards, you know, being able to push the concept in more in the crypto space, and we've onboarded several people that are that are more in tune also with the dating, the matchmaking from more of the real world outside of the crypto space. Kristen Lewis has worked with J-Date and Christian Mingle to grow their
really? Okay.
Their base users. So our team is brought together with a lot of skill sets that just work extremely well together, because we definitely fill in a lot of the gaps that that we each have, and it's been great doing that. So yeah, we're developing the app. We just completed the prototype last week.
Wow.
And
last week.
We're in the process. Yes. And we're in the process of doing a demo video in order to be able to release that to the world, to let them see, the field of vision of the app. We're looking at having a beta coming up later this year that will, for the beta, we'll be able to have that in the hands of the select users to play with and use.
Oh, shit. Sorry. I actually clicked on the video.
No problem.
It's just,
no problem.
I can't click off it. There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No
You'll
problem.
see whenever you watch this back, you'll be like, oh, what the hell was he doing? Why would you click that in the middle of while I'm talking? Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Not a problem. All right. So the main reason why we were really pushing the development is we don't want to do a token sale with just a concept. We really want to prove to the token buyers that we are serious about this. We aren't just a few notes on a bar napkin and then asking you for money. We have put a lot of time, thought, and our own money in this, and we do have a prototype that is the basis and the launching point of the end product.
Okay.
So it's just to provide a lot more confidence to all of the potential token investors.
Yeah. So I see your team here, and Michael DeBlock, that's your CEO and co-founder. And
He's my COO.
Yeah, COO and co-founder. So you guys, did you know him before this?
Yes, he and I were working on another crypto project. Well, it was his crypto project that where we met, where I was an investor and eventually became an advisor. And the two of us just worked really well together. We communicated very well. And one day he was saying, we should collaborate on something. And at first we were thinking of something in the wealth management space, but I always had this sort of dating matchmaking next step concept in the back of my head. And so we started talking about that and started bringing on other people in order to fill out the concept. And it just kind of took off from there. It was just two buddies chatting, and then the next thing we know, it's a thing.
Wow. And did you already know some people? I mean, I guess since he was doing this already, he probably knew some developers that were local to you guys, or were they all over the place? Mike
is key in knowing in having the relationships in all of the crypto space of these are the lawyers we need to speak with in order to lay out things. This is all of the formalized pieces for creating a crypto company. He has all of the knowledge and the contacts for that. In terms of some of the developers and finding those, we started off thinking, let's it's a virtual world. Let's try to manage costs by using the overseas resources and everything. But we found that the time zone differences and some of the language barriers, it was extreme. It was very, very difficult to circumvent that. So this is where one of our strategic advisors, Zahir, came in and said, well, all right, I know these guys. I've worked with them on some of the other apps. It's not exactly blockchain, but they're really good at these app things. And that's how we met the team at Hippo.
And are they there local to you guys?
Yes.
Oh, they're in Canada. Sweet. All right.
Yeah. They're based out of Canada.
All right.
The cost obviously is much higher than the overseas one, but it's been well worth it in my mind because we're able to communicate very, very well. I'm able to just stop by there and just see
all
of the development and process. They're extremely responsive. I have nothing but great things to say about the relationship so far.
Yeah, and so let's go into the whole the ICO thing, because I know that, and I'm sure you know that there's so many problems here in the U.S. with ICOs and being able to get involved with it.
Absolutely.
What's I don't know too many of the laws in Canada, so educate our listeners and myself. I don't sound like I know anything at all, but how does it work over there?
Well, it's very similar in Canada as to the States because we are really tied at the hip with one another. So in North America, let's just talk about North America. Is quite restrictive when it comes to the ICO market, and they're very adamant at viewing everything as a security rather than a utility token. And so let's just look at it from a security token basis, right? So in the U.S., for you to participate, you have to be an accredited investor. So that means you would need to have, I believe, you would need to have income of either $250,000 or $300,000 a year, or $1 million in liquid assets. Very similar to that in Canada. And also, if you participate in a token sale, those tokens need to be vested, meaning you can't trade them for 12 months.
Oh wow!
In Canada, it's slightly different. That they're restricted for 12 months, and you are able to trade them. However, you can only trade them to other Canadian accredited investors. And by the way, IceBreaker must provide that platform for them to trade.
Wow.
So with those types of restrictions, you can see why nobody would want to enter a token sale and would just rather buy it on the exchange without any of the restrictions.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Right. So effectively, by doing that, they've kind of killed that funding stream.
Oh,
right?
Man.
Yeah. So with that in mind, our token sale, we've been forced to restrict the countries where we accept funds from. Okay. To not include the U.S., Canada, or China.
And that must be really rough since you guys are working right there in Canada.
I gotta say, all of the token the token projects that are based in Canada, such as Go Network, which was a very big, highly anticipated one, have kind of up and left Canada.
Really?
And I'm pretty sure that happens in the U.S. as well too. And it's a real shame because they're going over to the Caymans or Panama or Gibraltar or Malta and just saying look, it's just easier for us to be over here. I personally can't do it because I'm not like a young 20-something that I can just up and move. I'm really not prepared to move my family. But just opening up a company in one of those other jurisdictions, it doesn't mean you're safe, right? Because if I'm still living here and IceBreaker is incorporated, let's say in Panama, there's still the mind and management rules, which means that if the mind of the company and the management of the company, the majority of that is in Canada or the U.S., it's still a Canadian company, even though it's incorporated in Panama.
Wow.
Right. So they've thought of everything,
No.
you know, and
Yeah.
it is just difficult, you know, but it's something that we have to deal with, and we're trying to get in front of it. Like a lot of the tokens, well, not a lot, like the vast majority of the tokens that are coming out are saying, oh, well, we're a utility token and we're going to file these exceptions. Guess what, guys? The SEC is going to come down really hard very soon.
Oh, yes.
You know, and they're going to say, I don't care what you think you are, you're a security. And all of a sudden, you know, you're going to spend a hell of a lot of money on legal fees and transferring, and you're going to be scrambling. So for Icebreaker, we've kind of accepted that we're going to be a security token.
Yeah.
You know, you know, we're just forced to not accept funds for the token sale from those restricted jurisdictions.
Yeah, it's a shame. Do you know if there's any legislation going on in your area to kind of educate the government on this and rework the whole system?
For months, even years now, everybody has been like waiting and seeing it. But the problem with the regulators, and this goes back to my the experience I've had working in the wealth management banking side of things. You know, regulators will not give you requirements, meaning, you know, give me the rules, the exact clear-cut rules that I need to follow. Because I've even asked regulators that, like, we are trying to be proactive and not break your rules. And the responses that I've received back are, we aren't in the business to give you those rules. We're in the business to tell you when you've breached them.
Oh, yeah. Well, how do they know when you've breached them? That's
it exactly.
If
you know,
you don't know the
they
rules,
don't know.
Yeah, that's.
You know, it's all open to interpretation. They will give some, you know, very vague statement, and you hope you're following it, but you won't know if you're following it until they slap your wrist that you violated.
That's
that.
like driving down a freeway with no speed limit posting, and you're just going along, and there's police left and right, and they're just looking at you, waiting until you hit that speed limit, and then like, oh, you broke it, but I didn't see anything. But yeah, too bad, you broke it.
Well, it's kind of worse than that, because instead of no speed limit posting, where you would be able to say, well, you didn't tell me what I'm supposed to drive, the speed limit would say, keep at a safe speed. You know? Is that 50? Is that 70?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, and then all of a sudden you're going 50 and you're getting pulled over, and here's a $300 ticket because you're supposed to go at a safer speed than that. Well, officer, what's a safer speed? We'll let you know if you're exceeding that.
Well, it's obviously not 50, so.
You know, so that's the climate. So we,
that's comedy.
You know, there's no clear-cut answer to that. We're just preparing ourselves for that worst case, and in so doing, you know, we're trying to be proactive, right?
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
You know, always try to follow the rules as best you can. You know. So you said you have a family. So did you guys meet on a dating app, or did you do it the old-fashioned way?
Well, we actually did meet. We met off of a website called Plenty of Fish, and
I remember that well. POF, yes.
Yeah, you know, and a lot of the problems and issues with these other dating matchmaking solutions comes directly from my experience from Plenty of Fish, and also, you know, my friend's experience and all of that as well too. But it was funny enough that and I am not exaggerating this. It was my last day that I was saying that I was going to be on Plenty of Fish. You know, I was like, that's it. I'm fed up with this crap. You know, and it was my wife's first day that she got on.
First day.
And and she got bombarded with tons of messages, and she was having her little sister vet them, and luckily I managed to get by that vetting.
Oh, you got the little sister approval. Right on.
You know, and then we just started to chat on there. Then it moved to phone calls, and then she was in let's see, she was living in a different city that was about 4 hours away from me. So
Oh my
eventually,
gosh.
you know, yeah, it was difficult, but yeah, like it sounds cheesy because, you know, after all the dates, after all, you know, failed relationships, you just kind of know when you know that person is the one.
Yeah.
And you know, from the point of us meeting face to face, we were married within, I think it was we moved in together after 2 weeks of knowing each other. We were married after 4 months, and
Wow.
had our first child, you know, like the following year. So everything just went in hyperspeed. It's been almost 10 years, so we did something right with that.
Wow. Look at you, man. And was this your first marriage?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Right
You
on.
know,
Okay. Well,
both,
you
both,
did it right,
both of our
man.
first marriages.
That's
And, you know,
great.
yeah. It's a matter of just you know, having the opportunity to meet someone, right? And that's what everything in life is about. Like it's just taking advantage of the opportunities when they present themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And especially with Icebreaker, the way that I see it with that is that, you know, you literally could be walking by hundreds, if not thousands of people every single day. I guarantee you, several of those people that you have passed by without any knowledge, you know, at the very least, you probably could have a meaningful conversation with them. If not, having that be, you know, the person, or the person, whether it becomes your wife or husband, or whether it becomes a business partner, or whether it becomes a best friend. Like, you literally are passing by opportunities every single day because you just don't know.
That's right.
And that's where, like, that's the focus I see of the IceBreakerAR solution. Is you're scanning the vicinity, you're removing yourself from behind the screen, because that's essentially what all of the other matchmaking things are. Is you know, you're matching, you would send the message, you're back and forth, you're behind the screen. Maybe you'll meet, maybe you'll schedule something and be stood up. You know, I've had my fair share of that. You know, you know, there's just a lot of variables. Icebreaker kind of simplifies that. You scan the immediate area, you have the matches, you can either message them, or you can just simply walk up and say hi. And on top of that, the anxiety of meeting somebody new is greatly reduced. How? Because the simple fact that they showed up as a match on Icebreaker, because you know, they wouldn't have shown up on there, A, if they didn't have something in common with you, and B, if they didn't want to be met, they wouldn't have shown up. So right off the bat, you know that they're open to you just simply going up and saying hi or saying something. You know, once again, whether it's a dating thing, whether it's a friendship thing, or whether you're just new in town, maybe you're traveling for business, or maybe you're at a conference and the person sitting beside you, let's say you're sitting there at a conference or walking around a conference for blockchain technology, but one of your hobbies is dog training, car restoration, whatever be it, right? And then you're scanning the vicinity. The person sitting right beside you could be, you know, Cesar Millan. Well, maybe not him, but, you know, like somebody like the dog whisperer, you know, that you would have never, ever known. Like, how many times have you just randomly met someone, and you're like totally kind of jazzed? Like, it's totally like, you know, the weirdest thing, but, you know, it was crazy. Why leave it up to fate? Why not have a tool that'll help you with that?
That's great, you know, because I often thought about that. Is, you know, when you're at a club or something, and you see, you know, a lot of hot girls, and you're like, well, which one of them are actually out there looking? Which ones are here because it's girls' night out and they actually have a guy back at home? You know, because you don't want to. That's the hardest thing in the world, is getting that shut down. You know, but to have a little sign above their head that said, "Hey, I'm available and I'm looking for these kind of guys." That would be phenomenal.
Really, exactly.
Yes.
And not only that. And I'm starting to sound like a late night commercial, you know? But there's more, Dean.
There's more. What?
To this.
What?
You know, So even if you're one of those guys that just doesn't know what to say, you know, like let's take that scenario. You're in a club. All right, I match. But as soon as I, like just walk up like I'm a stuttering, stammering mess, or I have no idea what to even say, right? Within the app, we have a function called Approach Assistant. And so you can click on the Approach Assistant to come up with various witty lines, whether it's witty, funny, factual, whatever like that, to literally say this to her or message this to her.
Did it hurt? Did what hurt? When you fell from heaven?
Yeah. Well, we're kind of hoping for better than that, but
All right.
But yeah, like it's all about making that meaningful connection and being able to get people together, and it sounds so cheesy when I say it, but I still stand by it, right? Because right now we as a society look at strangers, someone we don't know, with distrust. You automatically get your defenses up and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I really want to change the perception. When we look at a stranger, it's as a potential friend. It's as a potential new contact, rather than mistrust. You're opening up. And to me, that makes the world a friendlier place.
Yes. Yeah, because there's a lot of just creeps out there, but if you can kind of get through that verification and you got to start trusting people again. But
and
because you're not going to meet. I mean, if you're paranoid of going out and meeting somebody, you're going to be 65, living with 17 cats, and your evening consists of feeding cats and watching late night crap.
When I was, at the very start when I was talking to my wife about this, and she's the best first test, because obviously she's brutally honest with me and has said that I'm stupid many times. But when I was talking to her about this, she put it really well. It's like, like there's almost like a movement now to go old school, because everyone's hiding behind the screen. That there's a lot of people that are like, I'm turning stuff off.
You have to. Absolutely.
Face interaction.
Especially these days, whenever going outside is a punishment for kids. That's a punishment now.
Absolutely.
Go outside.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah.
God.
But it's using the latest technology, right, to go old school. And that's exactly it, right? Like,
get outside. That's like the Pokemon Go thing. It got people outside and doing stuff, right?
I was. Yeah, the funny thing is, but even with Pokemon Go, everyone was still focused on the screen. It still wasn't to meet other people. You're still behind that digital screen. You're just physically close, right? Yeah. Like, there is a story that I vaguely remember, and I might not, don't take it as truth, but I was reading that Justin Bieber went out, and for the first time in his life, I guess, like since he hit it big, like he was in a park and no one recognized him because they're all staring at their screen.
I know they're walking by Justin. That's awesome.
So what I'm like seeing is let's take all of the good aspects of that, of getting people out, getting people excited and using the technology, yet layer on that extra human touch.
Yes, the human touch that we're all missing. All need that human touch, man.
So, and really, there's no solution out there, right? Like that presents itself like Icebreaker, as IceBreakerAR does, and this is that niche that we're looking for, right? Like, it's written in the white paper, but there was a study done that I think in 2016 that 70% of Tinder users don't go on an actual date. They use it as an ego boost.
No,
they'll like scroll through it like, oh wow, look at these matches, everything like that. So there's always going to be a segment of the user population that aren't really looking to have it as
the ego boosting. Yeah,
that like just want to stay in their pajamas and such. That's well and fine, right? Now, those aren't the users we're going for. We're going for that 30% that actually do want to go out and meet, but we also provide We also provide the users of IceBreakerAR full control of their privacy, of who they want to meet, or when they feel like meeting, because there's the three categories. There's the dating, the networking, and the groups. If you feel like you don't want to be searching for dates, but you might have a networking profile set up, you can set your dating to do not disturb. So
good.
only those come up. But there's even more, Dean. There's even there's a function we call pre-screening. So let's say you scan the area and you match up with like 20 people, but out of those 20 people, you'd kind of prefer only 4. You're able to pre-screen and select those 4 that you're open to being approached by. All right.
Okay.
And only those 4 would see you as a match when they scan the area as well, too. So that really provides, control of who is coming up to you. Also, the match percentage threshold, it's fully controlled by you. So, just match with those that are more than 75% or 50% if you're less, if you're less picky, or
getting a little desperate.
5%, like I would do, right?
Yeah.
So it's all about, you're always in control, and we recognize that a lot of people are like, wow, that's pretty cool, but it might be creepy. Hey, if you're in full control of everything, of whatever you're projecting out there, it's not creepy. You're in control of it.
Wonderful. And so I'm looking at here on the screenshot of it looks like a couple of kids about to talk, and it says scanning, and it shows their little character, their avatar. Is that something that is made automatically? How does that happen?
Yeah. So the really cool thing about the IceBreakerAR avatars is that is your expression of self. That is your canvas for the world, right? Because we wanted something that is better than just a selfie, which is static, and it could be it may or may not be you, or else it could be you 10 years ago and 25 pounds ago, right?
Yep,
or with a full head of hair.
That's always a problem.
The other thing too is, like the dating sites and such like that. Usually you can post like anywhere like 3 to 7 photos or whatever like that, and so it's just not a dynamic view of who you are. So your avatar, we're also licensing the technology where you could take a selfie and then have your face on your avatar.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
It's you, and you're able to, to fully customize it. You can add wings or fireworks to yourself. It is how you're going to be expressing yourself to the world, right? And then there, when they scan, your IceBreaker avatar will be displayed in an augmented reality fashion. So let's say you're sitting at a coffee shop there, and then you just kind of pull out your phone, you do the scan, and on the table in front of you will be your matches there in the augmented reality fashion. And then from there, you'll be able to go into view their profile if you wish, or use the approach assistant, or send a quick message to them, etc., like that. And the avatar, the way that we're making that fun as well too, is you're able to add whatever the accessories you want to add. There's the gamification side of it, where you're able to level up with various tasks that you would be able to do in the real world. There's a lot of fun stickiness, meaning it's, you're wanting to come back and use the app for the gamification component of the IceBreaker app.
Yeah, you can tell your girlfriend, no, I wasn't looking at other girls, baby. I was playing the game. I'm just playing the game.
Well, like,
I'm going to the next level. For
like those that are those that are with somebody, you don't need to set up a dating like the dating profile. You can go into the settings to disable that, and you can purely use it for the groups and the networking function, which are still completely valid. And the gamification components will follow there as well too. So that was a very important piece for us. It's like, how do we make the app fun as well?
Yeah.
Because most of the other solutions, let's just face it, the reason why you have these apps is to get off of it. Well, that's probably a bad choice of words when you're looking at the dating one, but
hopefully it's a one-time use. But we're hoping you guys don't match up right away, because we want you to be on it for a minute.
So it's a matter of like, it's almost a necessary evil you're looking at. It's like, oh my God, I want to get off this site so much. I want to find whoever it is. I want to find that job. I want to find that person. So I don't need to use it. We're looking at it like, no, it's not a necessary evil. It's something you want to do. It's quite fun and cool, and being able to go in there and to be able to buff up your avatar, be able to do all of the digital goods. We're going to have the collectible goods that you could purchase in app, or else you can earn as well too, through the retail partners and everything. So like there's so many fun, cool things that we have that will make you coming back for more. Things like the loot drops and everything. So we haven't even gone into the monetization and the revenue streams and the user acquisition and all that sort of stuff too. But we like want to provide this platform that you always want to come back to it, and be using it every day. And it's free. The basic functions are all free to use.
Amazing. Wow, that's awesome, man. Well, when is this going to be up and running? Because I'm back in the dating game.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get you on our beta user list there, Dean.
All right.
So the like I was saying, like the prototype was just completed now. We're continuing the development to have the beta come out later this year. We're probably looking at about Q3 of this year for the beta to come out.
Okay.
The final version, we're looking at late Q1, Q2 of 2019.
All right.
To have the final version out there, and we're going to go on a city-by-city promotional basis, to really push it. But it will be downloadable globally, but it's just the marketing pushes is the city-by-city pieces there. And we're going to be building up our revenue partners, our retail partners, later this year in the preparation for that too. So for the Icebreaker users, an additional value added is we're going to reach out to various retailers and say, like, look, it's a zero risk model, right? So you would provide a small discount to Icebreaker users, say 10%, right? Only after a set number of sales have completed would you pay us a portion of the discount that you provided them. You've already made a bunch of money before you pay us a little bit of money. So
that's a good idea.
We're looking at making it very easy there. The other revenue stream that we're looking at is the augmented reality advertising. That, Dean, we are on the cusp of that just exploding, right? And so we're going to be working with whether it's the retail partners or just pure businesses that wish to do augmented reality advertising through IceBreakerAR. And that's going to explode as well too. As you're walking by Joe's coffee shop and you look at it through your app, and there's like a waving coffee mug and saying 10% discount for Icebreaker users, so there's that. We're also looking at the event promotions. Let's say you have a bookstore and you got a book signing and you want more foot traffic there. Well, you would hire us and we would send a notification out to our user base that likes books, that likes authors, that likes that topic, whatever, and say, why don't you come on down to Joe's bookstore at Saturday, 7 p.m. And then like there'll be a special augmented reality book that if you find it, there'll be a discount or whatever like that, or else you'll be able to get some icebreaker tokens or whatever,
wow.
In order to get that foot traffic there.
Okay.
And then the final piece we already spoke about, which is the in-app purchases with all of the digital goods that will be provided. So the key piece is like we really wanted a lot of revenue streams, not to be reliant upon one single stream. We're well diversified in that in order for the success of the company moving forward.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, this is really cool, man. When I'm looking at the front page here, and we're 63 days, 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 54.32 seconds. What's going on that?
Yeah. So that is the countdown timer to the pre-sale for the token sale.
Okay.
So that starts August 1st and runs for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And the participants during that stage receive a 20% bonus off of the token purchases. So the token is listed for 9 cents per token. And, from August 15th to September 5th is the main sale, and there's no discount at that point. I just kind of want to point out to you, Dean, right now we've just started what's called the private round. Okay. And this is a very small round, just more to get the notoriety and the name of Icebreaker out there. It's capped at $500,000 US. But if you reach out to us now to purchase the IceBreakerAR tokens, you're going to get a 50% bonus.
Wow!
But it's a small amount. It's a very small amount because we don't want fear of dumping the coins later on. Sure. on the ones that purchase later on. So it's more of just being able to provide value where we can, and it's that's the name of the game with it here. Like how can we provide the most value to the people that believe in us?
Yes, absolutely. Is this what is this built on, like the ERC20?
That is correct. Yeah.
Okay.
We are an ERC20 coin. We are currently looking at being on the Ethereum blockchain, but we are open to looking at others that might be faster, more streamlined. But right now, it's a good starting point for us, okay. And it's easy for us to move off of that if there's a better solution that comes up.
Beautiful. And have you created token chat, or does that mean you haven't?
We are in the process of creating the tokens. They will be created very soon, actually.
Oh, okay.
So it's there. There's a total of 300 million
okay.
that are created there, of which 67% is open for the public sale. Whatever we don't sell gets burned.
Get burned. Woof.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, that's good. Well, we're going to be actually making our token, the Crypto the Wonder Dog token, on Friday.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. We're actually going to have our own token. That's going to be worth 0. It'll never be worth anything, completely worthless, and we're going to be...
Well, never say never. Do you recall Doge?
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Dogecoins. Yeah. So well, we're right in that whole in that same vein of dog tokens. This is Crypto the Wonder Dog token. Yeah. And you never know. It might even go to that Crypto Kitty thing too. Somebody might start trading Wonder Puppies.
Absolutely. Now there's a good icebreaker.
Yes. Right. Hey, and by the way, I'm a Crypto the Wonder Dog. Yeah. I got my double guns out. Double gun, finger guns and winking at the same time. Hey, baby. Yeah. Wow, this is awesome, man. Well, good luck with this whole thing. Like I said, you promised me that I'd be part of the beta. Absolutely. I got to get it back out there, man.
Okay.
Get me a cool avatar. I want to look I want to look hot.
Well, the beauty is you make it yourself. So
Okay.
You make it as hot as possible, but just make sure the real thing is just as hot, right?
Yes, yeah. I got to go back to the gym, go to the tanning booth, and then hopefully between now and then they'll figure out a way for thinning hair, and get some of that back.
Oh, well, as soon as you find the solution for that, let me know.
Yeah, you want to know too, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
That should be a thing in your app. Is when you're doing the AR thing, should add a little bit more hair to the person. You know.
Yeah. Well. That that's definitely augmented.
Yes. See, I get this big old quaff going through the phone, through the augmented reality. I could look hot. Golden, long golden locks. Yes.
Pretty much everything will be possible in the near future. So,
yes. Muscles, smaller waistline, stronger back.
You are hitting all of my wants.
But you're married though, man. So you've already beaten the odds.
True.
You've beaten the odds. She has to love you no matter what.
Yeah, for better or for worse.
Wow, man. Well, it was great talking with you there, Thien, and glad we got to connect, and keep me in the loop. I want to know what's going on, man.
Absolutely, Dean.
All right.
Yeah. No, it was a fantastic chat. I hope the listeners had a great time. I had a fantastic time chatting with you. Come on over, visit the Telegram group that we got there, and we're gonna be having some new videos coming out. We're gonna have an explainer video that's going to be coming out in a couple of weeks. We're going to have that demo video. We're onboarding exciting new advisors, so there's a lot of things coming on. So come and be a part of the community, right?
Wonderful. And that site is IceBreakerAR.com. And
that's correct.
To get involved with the sale, is there another website for that?
It's best just to join the Telegram, and then from there you can contact me directly from there, or one of the administrators from there. We have a bounty going on right now, a bounty program going on right now. So if you invite your friends to Telegram, you're going to get a little bit of bounty. If you want to create videos, content, whatever, you're going to get your share of the bounty for that too. So
wow,
there's
awesome.
lots of ways. We're being very open and want a lot of people to share our vision and be excited about that too.
Beautiful, man. Well, good. Well, we'll put up all of the links here on the show notes, and make sure you guys go check it out.
Awesome, Pete.
Cool.
It's been a pleasure.
All right, Thien. Talk to you soon, brother.
Okay. Bye now.